updating the public about the state of their respective counties. Joining us now in advance of his State of the City address is Honolulu Mayor Rick Blangiardi. Aloha and good morning, Mayor. Thank you so much for stopping by with us.
Good morning, Sam. It's always great to be with you.
Likewise. Yeah. So your State of the City is coming up next Tuesday. That's going to be March 18th.
Correct.
What are we looking forward to?
Well, I think what we're going to try to provide our viewers, if you will, and the people is an incisive look at what we're doing. You know, in this second term, we're shifting from planning to execution. And I'm really excited about what we've just put together in our budget. Is this team now is hitting its stride. I said at the day when we announced our budget last week, this is our best budget to date. You know, we've now been able to really establish where we want to spend our money, the direction we're taking, and the things we're going to get done. So our State of the City is going to be much more about a look forward. A little bit about what we just got done, but it's really about the future. And look, you know, it's not an easy challenge. You know, we came in 4 years ago in the middle of a pandemic, and there was a lot of fear and uncertainty for very different kinds of reasons. We're now in an environment where I've gotten asked so many questions about what's happening with the federal government, how will it impact us. We've tried to provide for that with contingencies. At the end of the day, what I've said is I'm not going to overreact to anything. We will adapt once we find out what we're dealing with. But when you have a $5.1 billion budget, you can cry a lot of things, but I'm not going to cry poor. So it's about being smart, understanding what our game plan is, the priorities we have, and executing.
Part of that budget, a big part, is public safety. Yeah. You went out in town halls last year. That was a big topic of conversation. How much did that play into what you put into that budget?
Well, public safety is our #1 overall priority because fundamentally, you know this, everybody knows this, people want to feel safe. First and foremost, they want to feel safe. And so we're trying to do the very best we can. So we've put added monies into that. $100 million into housing, our initiatives on homelessness, all these things that we'll talk about. No, I'm feeling really good about that. I'm feeling really very good about the plans, and more than anything, Sam, and you know this as a former athlete, I know this team now. I know what they're capable of. I know the adjustments that we've made. 4 years ago, we were all brand new together, and it was a lot of things we had to work through while we figured out what our priorities would be and how we would execute. So this is that moment in time. So I want to be most confident. I think the State of the City address hopefully will give that to people, a sense of clear direction, a clear path forward, and the things we're going to get done, and they're all for the better good and improving the quality of people's lives.
Yeah, peaking at the right time, if you will.
I got 4 more years. We've got to make every day count. Yes. Yeah,
So March 27th, you're going to embark on more town halls across Oahu. There's going to be 7 of them this time.
Yeah.
What did you learn from last time that you were able to apply to your administration?
Yeah, well, you know, you learn a lot of things in the town halls, which is what I like, because it's raw, right? We tell people you can ask us anything that you want. One of the things that's a common denominator, you know, across all 9 districts is our parks, how people play. Parks and recreation is a big deal, so that's important. Again, public safety, big issue. Concerns about, you know, the police officers or what we could do and so on. So, you know, it's mostly about hearing the people. I think we know, we have a real good sense, again, when you say public safety, of the things we need to do, first and foremost. And then it's about, you know, candidly, the thing that really kept coming up, and I'm not sure when I learned the word out-migration, but boy, that's on the top of people's minds. Families being sort of separated because of the cost of housing and goods, leaving Hawaii, not wanting to do so, doing so reluctantly. I can't tell you how that inspires, motivates, and challenges us to really be in the game of housing. I'm really proud of how far we've come in the city being a player in housing now and on the road ahead and what we'll get done. We put a stake in the ground and said we would build 18,000 units before we leave. We're on track to do that. These next 4 years, people will see it accelerated. I think they can already see it now. So this is just a really gratifying part of my life personally as mayor, to have a team like this at this moment in time, understanding what Hawaii's facing, our collaboration with the state, the governor, and everything else that we're doing, and not only that, the cooperation of the city council. I'm really positive, feeling really upbeat about it.
Housing so important for so many generations. Also, something that's so important that you've been hearing a lot of is what's happening with the landfill and decisions there. When you get your ear to the ground and you talk to your constituents, as well as people with the Board of Water Supply, et cetera, what's the messaging been, and what's your message to folks about that?
Well, you know, we're going to see what happens with the legislature pass. The one thing I know is we exhausted ourselves in every way possible, knowing full well coming into office in 21, the clock was ticking and we had to decide. So, you know, we set up a landfill advisory committee. They examined 6 sites. Red Hill happened right near the end of that. They didn't recommend any. Then we went to work with the military for over a couple of years, really exhausted all of our efforts there. We were fortunate to be able to work with the Admiral Aguilino at the time was the head of Indo-PACOM, so it wasn't just the Navy facilities, it was across all islands. We made a promise to the west side that we would not keep it out at Waimanalo Gouch. At the end of the day, the military wouldn't be a starter. We looked at the 6 sites because that was just a guidance that they would recommend. I feel very confident with the technology that we have today of being able to put an aquifer out in North Wahiawa, 800 feet, that we were actually going to use in today's technology. And in fact, we never had a spill in the 35 years we've been out at Waimanalo Gouch with old technology. So, you know, 95% of the garbage gets converted into ash. And if I took anybody to a dump today, if they went out there to see it, they would say, like, where's the landfill? Because it doesn't look like that. There's a lot of misconceptions. So we're left with that decision. Our confidence that we did everything we could, making a decision on Wahiawa. We'll see what happens on this legislation if they determine that you cannot put one over an aquifer. But I want to say it again, we would never do anything that would be toxic or dangerous to anybody living here or future generations. We were going to create really what would amount to, beyond the landfill, was a hazardous landfill, because we were going to double up on everything, plus the pumps that we have, everything's EPA compliant. One other thing that oftentimes doesn't get said, and look, Red Hill was a tragedy, and everybody admits that. But one of the things that I find amazing is here we are in this day and age with the technology and the knowledge that we have and the capabilities, and yet, you know, everybody's acting like we were going to do something egregious that could harm people. We have gas stations all over this island, okay, which are double-lined and EPA compliant, don't get me wrong, but we got them all over aquifers everywhere. But nobody wants to hear about that. But that's a reality, because we need gas stations. So I don't know if you realize this, but on this island, at the end of every year, we produce 1 million tons of Opala. Okay, that's every person producing 2,000 pounds of trash. We absolutely need a landfill. You can't say, well, we're not going to do it. So this is a tough, wicked problem to solve. I know the due diligence we put into it was the best we could. I'm waiting to see what the is. We have added capacity at Waimanalo Gouch, actually up through 2035. But you know, I want to stand by the promise we made to the people on the west side that we would move it. So we're in that waiting game right now, and we'll see. But I can say to anybody and everybody, we did the best we could to try to solve this problem.
That's a very nuanced issue. If you're interested in more, folks, we had the Department of Environmental Services, Roger Babcock, on with Gina Mangieri, half-hour special, tons of great information there. So
and I want to say one other thing. You mentioned the water supply. I have the greatest respect for Ernie Lau, and like I said publicly, that Ernie and I are on opposite sides of this discussion, but we're not adversaries. You know, philosophically, where, you know, I understand where he's coming from, he understands where I'm coming from, but I have the greatest respect for Ernie, and I understand full well, everybody does, how important water is, especially on our island where everything comes from an aquifer.
All right, Honolulu Mayor Rick Blangiardi, thank you for spending some time with us.
You're welcome,
We'll see you next Tuesday.